Every conspiracy begins with a question someone wasn't supposed to ask.
If you try to map the world of secret societies, you will lose your mind before you finish. The Freemasons connect to the Illuminati. The Illuminati borrow from the Jesuits. The Jesuits are accused by the same people who accused the Templars. The Templars bleed into the Rosicrucians, the Rosicrucians into the alchemists, and somewhere in the fog every one of them gets tied to the Jews, the bankers, the Vatican, the reptilians, and a pizza restaurant in Washington. It is a single, tangled web with no clean edges. Pull on any thread, and 100 others move. So we are not going to explain the Freemasons today. Nobody can explain the Freemasons in 15 minutes. There are 300 years and millions of members and 10,000 contradictory claims. This will take us many episodes, and even then, we will only ever see part of it. What we can do is pull on one thread, follow it all the way down, and see what it teaches us about the whole web. Today, we pull on the thread of the devil, because the single most famous claim ever made about the Freemasons, that they secretly worship Satan, did not come from a leak. It did not come from an insider. It did not come from evidence. It came from one man. He made it up. He admitted he made it up. He explained in public exactly how and why he had made it up. And more than 100 years later, millions of people still believe him. This is the story of Léo Taxil. And it is the story of why the truth almost never catches the lie. Part 1. What the Freemasons actually are. To understand the lie, you need just enough of the truth to measure it against, not the whole web, just this thread's worth. Freemasonry grew out of the medieval guilds of stonemasons, the skilled craftsmen who built the cathedrals of Europe. These were men who carried real secrets, the techniques of their trade, passed from master to apprentice, protected because they were valuable. They used signs and passwords to prove their rank as they moved from city to city. Over time, as cathedral building declined, the lodges began accepting members who were not working masons, gentlemen, thinkers, men of the new enlightenment. The craft became symbolic. The tools of the stonemason, the square, the compass, became metaphors for building a better self and a better society. In 1717, 4 London lodges joined together to form the first Grand Lodge. This is the moment modern Freemasonry is usually said to begin. And here is what it actually was, and largely still is: a fraternal order built on Enlightenment values, self-improvement, charity, brotherhood across religious and class lines, which, in a Europe torn apart by sectarian hatred, was genuinely radical. A Catholic and a Protestant, sitting as equals in the same lodge, at a time when their countries were killing each other over exactly that difference. The Freemasons do have rituals, they do have secrets, mostly passwords and handshakes and ceremonial forms. They do ask members to believe in a supreme being, described in deliberately open terms as the great architect of the universe, so that men of different faiths can share the same lodge. What they do not have, what no evidence has ever shown they have, is an altar to Satan. But secrecy invites suspicion, and an organization that says, "We have secrets, but they are harmless," is, to a certain kind of mind, simply an organization that has not been caught yet. The Catholic Church understood the threat early. In 1738, Pope Clement XII condemned Freemasonry and forbade Catholics from joining, on pain of excommunication. The reasons were real enough from the Church's point of view. A secretive society, binding men by oath, promoting religious tolerance in a way that undercut the Church's authority. So the ground was already prepared. The Church already hated and feared the Freemasons. All that was missing was proof of something monstrous. In the 1890s, a man arrived to supply it. Part 2. The Man Who Sold the Devil. His real name was Marie-Joseph Gabriel Antoine Jogan Pagès. The world would come to know him as Léo Taxil. He was born in Marseille in 1854, raised in a devoutly Catholic family, and he grew to despise it. He became a free thinker, an anti-clerical journalist, a professional provocateur. He wrote scandalous attacks on the Church. He wrote a mocking, blasphemous life of Jesus. He was sued, fined, and prosecuted. He built an entire career out of enraging the Catholic establishment. And then, around 1885, Léo Taxil did something extraordinary. He converted, publicly, tearfully. He announced that he had returned to the Catholic faith. He renounced his anti-clerical past. He declared that he wished to devote his life to serving the Church he had once attacked. The Church was overjoyed. Its most notorious enemy had come home, and Taxil, the reformed sinner, announced that he would now turn his talents against the true enemy of God, the Freemasons. What followed was one of the most elaborate hoaxes in the history of the modern world. Taxil began publishing books and pamphlets exposing the secret evil of Freemasonry, and not just ordinary corruption, something far darker. He revealed the existence of a hidden inner order within Freemasonry, a secret cult at its highest levels, invisible even to most Masons themselves. He called it Palladism. According to Taxil, the Palladists were Luciferians. They worshipped Satan directly. They performed black rituals in hidden temples across the world. Demons appeared to them in person. And the whole global conspiracy was directed, he claimed, from Charleston in the United States by a real and prominent American Freemason named Albert Pike, whom Taxil crowned the secret Luciferian Pope of world Masonry. None of it was real. Every word was invented. But Taxil was a genius of detail. He gave his readers exactly what they already wanted to believe. He worked with a collaborator, posing as a ship's doctor named Bataille, who had infiltrated the lodges and witnessed the horrors firsthand. He filled his pages with specifics, rituals, hierarchies, invocations, eyewitness scenes of devilry. The detail is what sold it. The more specific the lie, the more true it feels. Part 3. The Woman Who Never Existed. And then Taxil gave the story a heroine. Her name was Diana Vaughan. According to Taxil, she was a former high priestess of Palladism, a woman raised inside the Luciferian cult, descended from an old occult bloodline, who had risen to its highest ranks and seen everything. And then, Taxil announced, Diana had converted. She had spoken the name of Joan of Arc, and the demons had fled from her in terror. She had renounced Satan and returned to the Catholic Church. And now she would testify in serialized memoirs to everything she had witnessed inside the cult. The Diana Vaughan memoirs were a sensation. Here was a real defector, a real insider confirming everything. Catholic readers devoured them. Clergy praised them. The story reached the very top of the church. In fact, Taxil's anti-Masonic work had already won him an audience with Pope Leo XIII himself. The Pope's own 1884 encyclical against Freemasonry had helped create the atmosphere in which Taxil's fabrications could flourish. The most powerful religious institution on earth was, in effect, endorsing the invented confessions of a woman who did not exist. Because Diana Vaughan was not real, there was no high priestess, no defector, no bloodline. For her public-facing moments, Taxil had hired a French typist, paying her a monthly wage to impersonate the character, to pose for a photograph, to lend a face to a ghost. For 12 years, Léo Taxil held the Catholic world in the palm of his hand, with a satanic cult that existed only in his imagination, led by a defector he had invented, exposing a devil he had built out of borrowed occult imagery and pure audacity. But the pressure was building. People wanted to see Diana. Where was she? Why did she never appear? The doubts grew loud enough that Taxil had to act. So he announced that Diana Vaughan would appear in person, a public lecture in Paris on the 19th of April, 1897. At last, the world would meet her. Part 4. The Confession. The hall was packed. Journalists, clergy, Freemasons, the curious and the faithful, all of them there to finally see Diana Vaughan. Taxil took the stage, alone, and he told them the truth. There was no Diana Vaughan. There was no Palladism. There was no Luciferian cult, no satanic inner order, no demons, no Albert Pike as devil pope. There never had been. He had invented all of it, every book, every memoir, every ritual, and sustained it for 12 years. And he told them why. His entire purpose, he explained, had been to humiliate the Catholic Church, to hold up a mirror and show how its own intolerance and credulity would lead it to believe anything, no matter how absurd, so long as it confirmed what the Church already wanted to be true. He had fed the Church its own hatred of the Freemasons, and the Church had swallowed it whole all the way to the Vatican. He had proven his point. The devil in the Masonic Lodge had been, all along, a mirror held up to the men who wanted to believe in him. The reaction in the hall was chaos. Laughter, shouting, fury. Taxil left under police protection. Reportedly, he had arranged for the audience to leave their walking sticks and umbrellas in the cloakroom before he began. He knew what was coming. 6 days later, his full confession was printed in a Paris newspaper. He had said, in effect, the Palladium exists no more. I created it, and I have destroyed it. You have nothing more to fear. It was over. He had confessed completely. The lie was dead. Except it wasn't. Part 5. Why the lie outlived the truth. Here is the part that should stop you cold. Léo Taxil did everything a debunking is supposed to require. He didn't just get exposed by someone else. He exposed himself. He stood in a public hall and confessed. He explained his methods. He named his invented characters. He published the whole confession in the press. There has rarely been a more complete, more voluntary, more thoroughly documented destruction of a conspiracy theory in history. And it did not matter. Taxil's devil escaped him. The specific claims he invented, that Freemasonry hides a Luciferian core, that Albert Pike wrote of worshipping Lucifer, that the lodges conceal satanic rituals, did not die in that Paris hall. They detached from Taxil, floated free of his confession, and kept spreading. To this day, if you search for proof that Freemasons worship the devil, you will find Albert Pike quoted as their Luciferian high priest. That quote traces back to Taxil's invention. you will find lurid descriptions of Masonic satanic rituals. They trace back to Taxil's invention, a hoax its own creator demolished in 1897, is still, right now, being cited as fact by people who have never heard his name. Why? Why does the confession never catch up to the lie? Because a lie and its correction do not travel the same way. The lie is thrilling. It has demons and secret temples and a devil pope in Charleston. It confirms what people already fear. It gives a shapeless anxiety a face and a name. The correction is boring. It is a Frenchman explaining a prank. It asks you to give up the demons and accept that the truth is a fraternal charity organization with funny handshakes. It offers nothing to believe in, only something to stop believing. And so, the two separate. The exciting lie races around the world. The dull correction limps behind, and most people never even hear it. Taxil built a devil so satisfying that it no longer needed him, or the truth, to survive. This is the deepest pattern in everything we study on this channel. We saw it with the Illuminati, whose own seized documents became their immortality. We saw it with the protocols, exposed as a forgery and believed anyway. We see it here, in its purest possible form. A man confessing in full that he made it up, and the lie simply walking past him and carrying on. Conclusion. So we pulled one thread, the thread of the devil, and it turned out that the most famous dark secret of the Freemasons was authored by a single anti-clerical prankster, confessed in a public hall, printed in a newspaper, and believed anyway, for over a century, by people who would be astonished to learn its author laughed about it on a stage in 1897. The real Freemasons are still there, still holding their rituals, still doing their charity, still keeping their small, harmless secrets, still being accused of everything from the French Revolution to the moon landing to the reptilian agenda. We have not explained them. We have barely touched them. The web is far too large, and we pulled on exactly one thread. But that one thread taught us the thing worth knowing. A lie does not die when it is disproven. It dies only when people stop finding it useful. Taxil's devil survived its own creator's confession because it was more satisfying than the truth. And satisfaction, not evidence, is what keeps a conspiracy alive. The devil, as always, is in the detail, and so is the truth. The trouble is telling them apart, especially when the detail is exactly what you already wanted to believe. This has been Conspiracy Explained. Not to debunk, not to mock, to understand. Further sources in the description below. Next, the Rosicrucians, the invisible brotherhood that may never have existed at all.